What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Jay Will here, and today we're going to talk about a couple of different topics, mainly resulting around one big mainframe of a topic, and that's mainly going to be about deployments. So I'm sure you guys are not aware, but I'm actually in the National Guard. I'm stationed out of the state of Florida. We can get back into a different video of stations and duty stations and how everything works with National Guard compared to active duty Army. That can be another video. But today we're going to focus around deployments as they're done somewhat going through the same process. I'm going to focus on a couple of different topics, as I've already said, and then we're going to break down even more, discussing why this was important and why maybe I left something out in regards to something non-related. But the main thing that we're going to talk about is deployment. So for me, I've been in the Florida National Guard. I'm currently in my 4th year right now, starting back in January. But my first deployment was actually in 2019 and went from June 2019 until about September of 2020. And we'll talk about why it was so long and all of that. But I think the first topic that I think we're gonna dive into is weight. So weight for me was very big. First off, we went to Germany. I was stationed out in Grafenwohr, Germany. We were there for about 6 months, and then we jumped ship to Poland, and then we ended up jumping ship back to Germany. All of this came in through with a bunch of different field exercises. It was a very hectic and a very busy schedule, so it was hard to get a routine down as compared to some other deployments where it's the same thing every single day, every single week. So it's really easy to form a routine. With this mission, it was not like that at all. It was a lot of pack up, move, put your stuff in, you're picking your stuff up just to put it right back down. Army's gonna make you strong, and that's pretty much all it was. Just, Army man, I pick up things and I move them and I put them down. That's literally all it is. So in regards to weight, with us having so many different field exercises and everything, it was hard to get a routine down as far as training. I started off the deployment weighing 142 pounds. With me, I needed the weight because I'm now 25, but at the time I was 23. So I needed the weight. I needed to bulk up some. I did not want to come back home looking the exact same way that I looked going on my deployment. And I'll probably put some pictures within the video, or I actually made a TikTok. Yes, I made a TikTok. But actually, I made a TikTok and I showcased my start to my finish and the transformation that went on throughout the whole year. And it's, every time I look back on it, it's really astonishing, to be honest with you.
I belong with the one put on this earth for me. Everybody has their someone, just gotta look and see. I'm screaming out, Lord help me, I've been lonely. That's when you accept me, then you set me free. Sometimes life's a mess, I get high.
But yeah, weight was the biggest thing for me. Like I said, I went from 142 and now I weigh about 184. So I actually need to bring it down a little bit, but the weight filled in really good, and it's actually something that I needed. But it's not going to be the same way for everybody. People fluctuate a lot differently. Some people were gaining weight and they were becoming overweight or obese. Some people were going through eating disorders due to the constant changing environment, losing constant weight, not able to keep anything down. So it was just very hard to get around that. So if you're going on a deployment and you know that your routine is not going to be stable, your routine is not going to be concrete throughout the entire deployment, which there really isn't a concrete schedule through any deployment. But if you know that your mission is going to be a lot of up and down, a lot of moving, a lot of pick things up, put them down, you may want to think about getting some supplements or some extra protein shakes or something that can help keep you going, because it's going to be a lot of just nonstop things. At least for me it was. People think National Guard, oh, he doesn't do anything. No, we were up and at 'em. So that's topic number one over the main course of deployment, and that is weight. So topic number two is going to be living conditions. So if you know the military, then you know that the Air Force is way up here The Army and the Marines, yeah, we're not so good. We're the bottom. We get everything after. So living conditions, as far as what the mission was entailing and as far as what we were given, actually it really wasn't that bad. It's very easy to complain about the little things. It's very easy to complain about, just the basic things that we have here in the States that we know that we are normally used to. And all of a sudden it's just gone, or it's not the best. Us as civilians, when we come back to home station, and we come back and we're just living our normal lives and back to the normal, we get used to the small things like food is always available, water is right there, you just take a couple steps, Wi-Fi. We're just very spoiled in how we are in this current day. So living conditions over there is a lot different. But I know in Germany, you go outside, and we here in the States, hold on, sorry.
You had you could you do you want you.
But in the States, you take a couple steps, you can go and get a glass of water, you can go in the fridge, get something to eat, take a couple more steps, shower, bathrooms right there. It wasn't like that. In Germany, we had a big bay, kind of like basic training, to be honest with you. We had a big bay of about 40 different guys that was staying in there. You wanted to take a shower or go brush your teeth or any type of hygiene, you had to go outside and walk across this pathway, and there was your designated latrine building, and obviously it's separated from male and female. There were times, I know when we first got that, we were like, what are we doing here? This is like basic training all over again. This is even worse. But it's a new environment. It's something new that everybody has to learn to grasp. So when we got over there, we got everything sorted in. You set up all your equipment, you set up all your clothing and all of that stuff, and you really make it a living area. It turns out it's not that bad. You just have to get used to it. And in Poland, I personally really liked Poland. I had a great time over there. The barracks that they had us staying in was kind of set up sort of like a college campus type deal. It was like this big campus type deal. I don't really want to call it a campus, but that's the best type of verbiage I can get for it right now. But Poland was nice. Everything was indoors. You didn't have to worry about going outside into the elements just to take a shower. Everything was indoors. So Germany needs to step their game up, but Germany did have a lot to offer. Poland was Poland. All right, so the next piece that I want to talk about is personal relationships. So if you're going on a deployment, right, and you have a relationship that's back at home, maybe you're a male or a female, and you're dating a civilian male or female, we all know that the distance can put somewhat of a toll on your relationship, but I'm not gonna say that it's not gonna work, because I was dating this girl that I had previously known here in the States. I didn't go overseas and get engaged or anything to some foreign lady. But I was actually dating this girl that I had known for quite some time, and we had been dating for a while. And then when I went on deployment, you get what's called passes. And we went out to a pass. I was currently in Poland at that time, and I got a pass. Me and a few of my buddies, we actually went out and we went over to Italy, Amalfi, Italy, the coastline. I'll probably, again, put some pictures or something up to show what it looked like. And I was able to fly my girlfriend out, and we actually got engaged there. I was like, this is the perfect opportunity. There's no way I'm gonna let this up. She's over here in Italy. I'm here, It was just a great time. The weather didn't want to cooperate at first, but the second it let up, and it was a beautiful moment. I popped the question, and she said yes. So a relationship definitely depends on what the people put into it, because what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. We had guys that were over there, and their relationship was just falling apart, and I honestly felt really bad for these people, especially when you're overseas and there's nothing that you can do about it to fix it. You're stuck. You can either talk to that person, and that person that's back at home is either going to talk back to you, or they're going to go and they're going to meet a Jody or something like that. You never know. So it really sucks, but a relationship is definitely what you put out of it. So I'm not going to say it's not possible. It definitely is possible. My case is an example. It is 110% possible. You can make it work. You just have to put in the effort. And while I'm here, and let me get up, I'm just going to walk around. I like walking around. So while I'm here, I'm also going to talk about financial security. So I was also over there in Germany, and at the very end of my mission is when COVID hit, right? So COVID hit and everything went on lockdown. We weren't even allowed to come home. We were stuck an extra about month and a half going on 2 months. And that's when everybody was getting so miserable. But let me tell you the great thing about the Army. Before I say this, I'm not a recruiter. I'm not anything like that. This isn't sponsored or anything like that. This is just my honest opinion to you guys. So when COVID hit and everybody was losing their jobs left and right, myself and everybody that was over there, if you're in the military, DOD, police, law enforcement, anything of that nature, I'm sorry, we were set. The money never stopped coming in. The money was always there. Whether you had an essential job on the civilian side or you were just somewhere in the military or law enforcement or public service in general, we were set. So, and that's not just the main thing that was very beneficial for us being military. When I first got on my deployment, I was actually struggling really bad. I was working a job that wasn't going anywhere. I was just struggling and leeching off of other people just to pay basic bills or get something as small as just as my next meal or to fill up my gas tank. So being in the military and going on that deployment not only got me out of that hole that I was in, and it was a very, very deep hole. So I'm telling you, it got me out. I was able to get my credit straight. I was able to pay off my debt. I paid off my car. I was able to do a whole bunch of different things, and it opened up so many doors and so many different relationships with different people. And that's the main thing that they don't tell you is networking is key, because you never know, especially in the Guard. And this is the good thing about the Guard, because you never know what somebody else does on the civilian side. You know what they do in the military if you're active duty, or even in the Guard. If when you're out and doing a mission, you know what their job is. But when you come back home and you're back on your Guard or your reserve side, you never know what it is that they're doing. So that's why it's very important. It's very key. And I know I'm getting a little off topic here, but I just want to express the importance of networking. Networking, save your money, build those relationships, come back home, invest, build your future, and man, you're gonna be set. I mean, my life has done a complete 180. I was going straight downhill, straight into a rabbit hole that I did not see a way of getting out at that time. And now I'm going nowhere but up. And honestly, it's because of the military. So many people knock it, but it should always be an option. That's my honest opinion. And we're back. So I just hit you guys with some of my very honest opinions. The military is a great benefit. It can also be a great burden for some people, and the military is not for everybody. But the military should also be an option, or at least a last resort option for everybody. That's just my honest opinion. Deployment wise, there's going to be ups and downs no matter what job you have, no matter what it is that you're doing. I actually enjoyed my deployment. I went on so many passes. I was able to go to Prague, Berlin, Warsaw, Amalfi, Italy. I got engaged. There's just so many different things that come out of a deployment that people don't talk about, because all civilians really know is, oh, this person's away, I can't see him for 9 months to a year or however long your deployment is, and now either I'm stuck or they're stuck. And sometimes, at least in my case, it's not always like that. National Guard, we get our activations. I'm here in Florida, we get activated for hurricanes, riots, it doesn't matter what case it may be, we get activated. And then your deployments and your training missions on top of that. So the military does come with a lot of baggage. I'm not going to say it doesn't. A deployment pulled me out of a very deep hole that I was going in. That's why I'm very comfortable talking about this, because I've been there. I've done that. I know what it feels like to not know where your next meal is coming from. I know what it feels like to not know if you're not able to pay your bills or something really bad's about to happen with your living arrangements. I know what it all feels like, guys. I really do. And I can honestly say that not just the Guard, but that deployment and future training missions and deployments from here on out. Like, I just was on COVID mission for about 6 months, and that was even more money in my pocket that I just was not making at my civilian job. So the military should always be an option. Deployments, they sound bad. When I was first told that we were deploying, I was given about a 6-month heads up. I know some people don't get that. That is a privilege that I was able to get in my unit guide. Our unit leadership stayed on top of it. Hey, we are leaving at this time or within this time frame. This is your warning. You know, start preparing. Some people don't even get that. Some people get a couple weeks, barely a month. I was able to get almost half a year in advance, so I'm very lucky for that. But deployments, they have their ups and downs. Everything has its ups and downs. Jobs, relationships, just YouTube has its ups and downs. You know, everything just is not going to go your way 100% of the time. And that's what I'm trying to convey to you all, to whoever watches this video. I want nothing but success to come out of you. Whether you're in the military, whether you're thinking about being in the military, whether this video is kind of persuading you or not because you don't want to deploy. At the end of the day, it's the military. But my greatest advice to you all is the military should always at least be a last resort. And if you do get in, make the most out of it. Embrace the suck. You're going to hear that a lot. Trust me. And it's a saying that's honestly stuck with me. Embrace the suck. Everything is not going to be 100% rainbows and sunny skies. You know, it's a job and it's a career, and it can be a very long and rewarding career if you decide to take it there. You're in control of your future. You're in control of your career. But once again, my name is Jay Will. I hope this video gave you guys some type of insight into my personal life, because I know this is only my second video. But I hope this video gave you guys some type of insight into the Army, insight into deployments, money, relationships, weight gain, weight loss, just any type of questions military related. If you all have any questions, put them in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer them. You never know, I may even make an entire video out of it. Like I said, I'm in my 4th year. I've got not as much as some of the other people that's on YouTube, but for me just starting out, I have quite a bit of knowledge that I have absolutely no problem sharing, the good, bad, and the ugly. So just put a comment down and I'll try my best to get back to you all. But until then, make sure you hit that like button, hit that notification bell, subscribe. This is a new channel and it would mean the world to me. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.